right, let me quickly check if everything is, all the settings are right microphone. Okay, sometimes after a weekend, it's always good to double check. OMX is kind of right. Wasn't, well, okay, whatever. Yeah, kind of. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the live stream. First, we review the watch list. Wow, I can't even speak. And then we trade the market open every day. Hope everyone had a good weekend, really relaxing. I know for me, this weekend was pretty important. Today's Monday. It's the 27th of April. It's 9:17 a.m., which means we only got another 13 minutes before the market opens at 9:30. We wrap up trading typically between 10:30 and 11 a.m. I honestly just need to wrap up at 10:30 because every time I do something past 10:30, it's like 90% chance a bad idea. Check out the video description below for some FAQs and let's dive into things. Welcome to Monday. Yeah, good morning, everyone. A lot of activity in here. Let's see. OMX, yeah, nice with NAKD on that morning. MDGS doesn't look too good. Yeah, you know what? One of my favorite things about this small cap day trading strategy is the fact that, you know, when I trade crypto, for example, I'll oftentimes trade the same crypto because there's only so many cryptocurrencies that are, you know, tradable. So I'll be, you know, trading Litecoin 24/7. And sometimes, you know, you just got out of a bad trade, you get into like a little revenge trading mode. And the nice thing about small cap stocks is every day, you have kind of the ability to trade something new. And typically, that's the best thing you're supposed to be doing. So MDGS and MESO, those were elite gappers from the day before, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be good runners now. MDGS is kind of moving up here, 51%. Had a little pullback here. I was watching this pre-market, a little 18% move. I don't know. To me, we've had so many failed spikes on MDGS that I'll probably just not touch this one. I don't really see a second green day going in here. Maybe it will hold the highs a little bit, but I don't know. I probably won't be touching this one. So, you know, running the scanner this morning, there's actually quite a lot of stocks. Now there's 51 stocks in the scanner, which is a little bit more than I typically like to see. So let's quickly check out the SPY, see if what's going on here. Every time I pull up the SPY, it takes the longest to load out of every other index. Wow, we talk about a flat top here at 286. Look at that, major resistance. Let's check out the long-term line that we drew there. Yeah, so here we had a bottom, one of the first initial bottom bounds after the market crashed. And guess what? We're pulling back to this area. And right now, pre-market, we're just glued on this line. We have yet to break out from it. So this is going to be kind of an interesting day here. Yesterday, we closed at about 283, which was, or not yesterday, but Friday, which was down here. So market should open up green. The futures on the SPX are up about 1.3%. So that's the SPY. So a bit of a interesting move there. Let's go ahead and talk about the lead gappers for the day. We got NAKD, which you guys are pretty stoked about right now. Absolutely ripping 300% pre-market. This is, guys, the market cap on this is 2 million and the float is less than 1 million. So this thing, spikeability is its middle name, and yeah, 30% little spike off the dollar. That would have been a pretty nice pre-market trade. You just don't, you know, pre-market, you got to watch out. You know, this around, you know, 8:30 to 9:30, sometimes you got these direct public offerings and the stock will just be here before you know it's like down 50%. It happened to me earlier this month with TOPS. This is actually an Australian textile company, kind of a little fun fact there. Let's check this one out. So we had a lot of, looks like some gaps here. Didn't really hold this high too well. Spikes here, had a spike here. One green day, one big green day, and then kind of just selling off. A lot of failed spikes to the upside. Just kind of keep an eye out for that. A lot of volume yesterday, but it wasn't a big move. So today we really broke past some big resistance levels. Right now we're at 175. Interesting spot, 175. It seems like a bit more of a halfway house. So we do have some big resistance here between 2 and 2.5, 2.75. So I will go ahead and just kind of keep an eye out for those levels. and 3.5 again, but definitely watch out with that 2.5 area with the 180-day moving average. Let's quickly talk about some of the news behind this one. What we got here? This doesn't look right. Following 13G filing from Iliad Research and trading 10% stake. Let me actually go to Finviz here. Johnny, check out the video description below. I talk about my scanner and I have a little video on it, and yeah, you can get a link to the scanner, everything. Let's see, and I'm gonna go to Finviz very quickly here, and I just didn't find any news on NAKD out of the gate, so let's quickly see what our good friend says at Finviz. First, you gotta spell it right. That's always the most important part. But yeah, Johnny, check out the description below. I use a TOS scanner. You just gotta rig it up properly. Where is it? Where is it? I actually just rewatched my scanner video just to like make sure that it's the right scanner, and it is. It's a good little video. Okay, so March. Yeah, maybe this really is a short squeeze. So I'm not seeing any news about NAKD. So typically TOS, I'll have all the news I could want on TOS, but rarely I'll kind of go out of the TOS and see what other news, especially when there's a gapper and I'm not finding any news about this. Here we go, Access Wire. When did this come out? Why are there no dates on here? I feel like that should be the first thing that come 2 months ago. Okay, there's the date. Okay, so yeah, watch out. This could really just be a short squeeze. It's absolutely what this could be. Stock twits for stock news. Yeah, I do that sometimes, but good point, Satoshi. Okay, you guys can't find anything on NAKD either. All right, well, just be careful with the NAKD. It is up 300%, so no news unless we're really just oblivious to something. And so probably most likely a short squeeze, which isn't really the worst, situation, but just, be careful with this one. This thing could absolutely collapse at one point, and we know the long-term chart. I mean, it literally just came up from 40 cents, so just keep an eye on that one. AYT, no wait, not AYTU. That one's actually selling off quite a bit pre-market, but could be a good little dip by around 1.5. So I think I might actually go ahead and kind of keep an eye on that one. Won't reverse split. That's a kind of a good news. Reverse splits usually aren't the best for a company. It kind of just keeps them listed, but ultimately it just leaves room for dilution and more sell-off. So reverse splits typically aren't the best for investors. So that's a good reason to be up. I wouldn't probably be trading AYTU for a break above 2. I don't really see that happening, especially with probably a lot of back holders on this one. But yeah, it could be a good little support area around 1.5. So I'll keep an eye on for that one. Out of the gates, AVDL, I think that's what I'm going to be watching. And then I'm just going to be watching the scanner, seeing if anything else is making moves. And then, ideally getting aggressive in those first 15 minutes. That's probably what I'm going to be trying to do here. MDGS got news. Let me post it in the chat. I always appreciate that. If anything specific, then I could see it quicker and everyone could benefit. But let's see if we can post that up. And MDGS. I'd be really careful with NDGS. I wouldn't be surprised if they're really just trying to pump it so they can do a direct offering. That's what really it's been a big theme all of April. So been firing the last 2 weeks. Yeah, INO does not want to go to bed, huh? Media Sense collaboration. Yeah, NDGS, new news, collaboration, and Corona. Yeah, I mean this one looked pretty hot, honestly. Friday, it just kind of sold off very aggressively, and people really let this one die at around 11 o'clock. Just totally lost all volume, so got to watch out. But yeah, the morning was really nice. This could have been a phenomenal red to green move, ran up 60%. I really regret that because this one would have been, we called it out pre-market, between 2 and 220. That's when we wanted to trade it, and somehow I totally slept on that. What about SPCB as a day trade? I don't know, probably not. Big move up higher here. Let's see. Oh, to be honest, I honestly thought you meant SPCE. I don't know why. DPO is direct public offering. It's when a stock sells new shares into the market and absolutely devastates the price. So with SPCB, let's say it goes up to $3 and then they do a direct public offering at $1. That stock will go down from $3 to $1 in like 2 minutes. That's like the worst thing that can happen. That happened to me twice this month. Absolutely miserable. And I just did the calculation. We're still up this month by like $19. I did that calculation this weekend. So worst month of the challenge, but we're hanging in on there. Got another minute, 30 seconds till the market opens. Release prisoners in the United States. Supercom Ltd. What does that even mean? Release prisoners. So there definitely is a catalyst. I'm not totally sure the credibility of the catalyst, but yeah, we're gapping up here pretty nicely, 35%. Could be a good move. Could be a good little dip buy. A lot of support zones on SPCB between 1 and 110. Kind of ran up quite a bit from there. So 1.3 also. Out of the gates, AVDL, where's that one? Always kind of hiding. This one's not too bad. We got 50 seconds till the open, and I'll just quickly say 60% gapping up. It's an Ireland biotech. They have narcolepsy phase 3 trial positive news. The market cap at 450 is a bit high for my preference, and the float is a bit high at 35 million. So not our typical stock, and the price is a bit high. So we'll kind of see how this one trades out of the gates. Big support below, so I'd probably be dip buying this one. Anything close to 12.5. That's right, Satoshi. NAKD is crashing. That's going to be an interesting watch. All right, guys, 14 more seconds till the market opens. Good luck, everyone. I'll be watching a few stocks out of the gate. Nothing like super crazy I'm excited for. See what has the volume. Instant drop to 12.6, bouncing off that, 12.8 now. 12.5. Just have 100 shares ready to go here. AVDL, one of the top movers. OSTK, percentage change wise, not too much. And it's kind of, market cap is really just high on it, I would say. Still pulling back. 5% move so far. Very aggressive sell-off. NAKD at 1.27. Trying to pull higher here. 14% move. That's a nice candle. That's typically what we look for. I don't like the fact that there's no catalyst. Here we go on the 24th, which was Friday afternoon. So there is a little bit of a catalyst here. but it could be more of a short squeeze. Got paused, just got halted to volatility. All right, NAKD might be kind of interesting. I mean, there is a little bit of catalyst on it. I'm not totally sure. Tick higher following 13D filing from there's showing 19% stake. Okay, so there's a big ownership. Should be interesting. AVDL, just kind of watching this one. We've had 2 bounces now off of 12. YTEN, DFFN, and MDGS, all kind of interesting amount of volume. My alert just went off, so TOS is a little bit slow this morning. It would be interesting to see if the 12 holds. AYTU at 1.9, huge, and NAKD at 1.3. We don't have one of those, you know, just kind of ridiculous movers. %7 so far with AYTU. DFFN really selling off here. And NAKD is going to get unhalted at 36, so let's just keep that in mind. Could see a bit of a red to green move pretty soon on AVDL. It's kind of what I'm waiting for here. $75, building a little bit of momentum. Had about a 6% sell-off, which isn't too aggressive. $75 could be breaking higher here. A lot of sell volume in that open. Breaking potentially above the 15-minute EMA right now. $12.7. Check out AYTU at 1.8. Feels very quiet in here. MGDS Baroque up. Danny. Yeah, 2.68. Would have been the one time it, well, not the one time, but yeah, this time would have worked to just kind of hold this one blindly. Yeah, long term doesn't look too bad here. Could make another higher day. I don't like how the long-term chart has played out in the past for MDGS, and I think there's a lot of traders looking at that. So I would be a little bit cautious with it. I'm not even sure if I would want to buy a dips on this one just because of my past experience with it. AVDL struggling a little bit to break higher here, so I would probably wait for one more pullback on this one. Typically these breaks past the EMA will be a little bit quicker. I don't like to give it more than 2-3 chances. No trades yet for me. No trades. Put a little bit of an alert here just in case I forget about the fact that I'm looking for an entry at the lower 12s. And then just going to throw up the scanner here. just make sure I have everything going on. Markets are green. Good thing to keep in mind. Oil is down tremendously, 13% US oil. Bitcoin's up a little bit. AVDL 12.6. Keeping a close eye on NAKD. It did I think it's opening up here. Just quickly seeing if I have all the other tickers. Yeah, it looks like we have a lot of major picks on here already. Wow, what an open on NAKD. Having a quick little pullback here. $12.8. This could be another halt here. 12.24. A lot of resistance. This kind of looks like a halt. Yeah, NAKD was halted again. I wouldn't mind buying this one out of the halt if it holds a little bit. I'm gonna keep an eye on this one. Peter, SPCB at 133, very intense. SPCB. Yeah, Alex, everything that I typically look for is typically sub dollar. I gotta say though, I'm kind of close on AVDL. I would like to buy on one more pullback here. I'm not sure if we're going to get it, but this one is over $10. My deal price range is between 2 and 7. But you know, sometimes trading over 10 isn't the worst. Just not my ideal setup. Kind of a slow mover on AVDL, which is kind of surprising as it had the best catalyst, but at the same time, 35 million float. It's a big float. And $500 million basically market cap, so gotta watch out. I mean, that takes a lot more to move that company than it does NAKD, which has a 2 million float. Well, now 5 million shares market cap. So, but yeah, 1 million float on NAKD. Again, checking the scanner. AYTU, VXRT, we're not really looking at that one, but it's making progress. A lot of people are trading it based on the dollar volume on the day. YTEN as well. So let's go ahead and check these two out, both of which I'm not probably looking at close enough here. Yeah, big run on VXRT here. Have some resistance about 4.755 area, so this one could keep running. Not too bad of a catalyst, coronavirus. Really ripped on higher here, 16%, but at the same time, that's not the biggest percentage gain. So we're kind of lacking some big percentage winners today, besides obviously NAKD. AYTU at 1.8. Trying to break above VWAP here. I think traders are probably going to get a little bit desperate today. It doesn't seem like we're getting the nicest moves across the board. I'm going to put an alert here if AYTU breaks higher. MDGS, it's trying. I'm a little scarred by it, so I probably won't trade it, but could be a good move. Alex, this is TD Ameritrade, ThinkorSwim trading platforms. The software you have to download, so not a website. No trades for me yet. It's 9:41 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. AVDL is potentially making some moves here that are interesting. We have some decent volume coming in. We could see a break of VWAP and this thing start moving. A lot of times, any stocks that hold their highs for the first 15, 30 minutes, sometimes around 10 o'clock, those will really, really start ripping to the upside. So I'm going to keep a close eye on AVDL. Still kind of probably haven't seen an exact setup that I really like just yet. Although I got to say, we're having a little bit of a 1 minute breakout here and a bit of a pullback. So this is not looking too bad. Does have a very hot catalyst on it today. This is some nice green volume here as well. This could be the breaking above 13 right now. Okay. AVDL is getting volume right now. Go back to 100 shares. NAKD, look at this, super sketchy. Comes out of the hole, just big dip here, but nice little pullback. Yeah, buying this one out of the halt would have actually been the way to trade this one. That's kind of what I wanted to do. I wasn't really super paying attention to it. AYTU breaking to the upside as well. Got to start picking one of these plays. A little bit still on the undersided mode. OMX got screwed by TOS. What happened? Trading with those halts is really tricky. That's typically why I leave them alone. But yeah, man, I feel you. I feel you on that. AYTU could be breaking above this area, this double top right now. Here we go. AYTU, let's just keep in mind it has some of the most dollar volume on the day, so it looks like that's what really people are interested in trading. AVDL, this is kind of what I was worried about, these false breakouts here, so I would have probably rather liked to buy this one as we see a secondary support kind of coming in here. Bigger volume kind of picking up again here to the downside. Could just be a healthy pullback though. NAKD, the long-term chart makes me very nervous about this one. It's hard to even find any major support areas on it. I'd probably say under the dollar, we do have a bit of support. And again, at the dollar, it looks like as well. You just don't really want to get halted in on this one on the way down. I'm going to go ahead and put an alert on here if it does dip under a dollar. I'm day trading. We're not investing here on this stream. None of the stocks here I hold overnight. I'm only trading for about an hour and a half and then I'm done. Close up all the trades and that's it. No investing. These are not stocks I would recommend to invest in. Maybe like 1 out of every 100 are a possible investment, but when you understand most of these small caps go to zero, you either become a short seller or you just, cut your losses very quickly on your day trades. Yeah. AYTU making some moves higher. I really don't like trading the moves that are kind of on the backside of the bigger move, and that's kind of what AYTU is. Could be some good trading opportunities though. Big green volume or big volume on the green spike, so not bad. Just it's not a day that this is not one of my favorite kind of trading conditions out here. Let's see. 9:45, 15 minutes now since the market opened. Having a bit of a pullback on AYTU, kind of healthy actually. This could be a really good entry for a look past, for a break past maybe 1.95. We had a nice 5-minute breakout. Now we're getting, a 1 minute pullback. Yeah, OMX, which one are you having issues with? But what I would recommend to do is say join the bid or join the ask if you're selling. Don't have auto send on, and then just, you know, edit it up. That's the quickest way I have found on TOS, and then just edit the price manually if you're having those decimal place issues, because those issues are a living nightmare, and I don't even know why TOS has that as an option. Yeah, fair enough. I totally get it. It's tough. It's annoying. It's happened to me many times. Yeah, still kind of waiting for a potential setup here. I really don't want to be trading too late, so I'd rather be getting aggressive somewhat soon. But again, if I don't see a good setup, I'm not going to trade. AVDL, I am thinking that, you know, if we keep consolidating here, this could be a really nice rip above VWAP at one point, maybe around, I don't know, 1010 or something like that. Maybe even 955, I don't know. Hold control in placing those orders. Oh, that's really interesting. I got to try that. Omex, let me know if that works. Holding control, like Satoshi said, that could be a really good option. I didn't know that. AVDL, Alex bought at 1.9. I mean 11 point. What do you mean? I'm confused. Here we go, pulling back just a little bit again. Most of the volume is on AYTU. That's what most traders are trading right now. Which means they'll probably have a bit more follow through than some of the other stocks. You can see we had that nice healthy pullback. Now we're breaking out higher again. That would have been probably a pretty solid move there. Big reason I didn't do that is simply because we're on the backside of a move, and that's why I didn't put it as one of the lead gappers on the day either. There's going to be a lot of people that love to sell into the spikes. AYTU. Okay, I had a feeling. It's not a bad entry. Let's see how it goes here. AVDL at 12.65, kind of what we've been waiting for. VXRT really needs to break above this 2 level, and I think it's going to get really interesting at that point. Whoops. I was looking at the wrong stock. Ignore that. VXRT building up momentum here. This is looking really, really good. A little disappointed I missed this, to be honest. Totally overlooked this move. Nice volume breakout here as well. This looks pretty healthy, I gotta admit. That was a nice breakout on an ABC pattern right here, breaking above 367. This was a pretty solid move. A little disappointed I missed that. Just crossed VWAP, time for entry. It's above 9 moving average. Nice call, Satoshi. Yeah, NAKD definitely found some support there at the dollar. Had a solid 16% bounce. Really, really nice bounce. Not sure why I'm so conservative this morning, but we didn't have a clear lead gapper, and that usually puts me on edge a little bit. AVDL pulling back here. Having a bit of a double bottom here at 12.2. A lot of selling volume here. AYTU moving higher. Good call on that, Satoshi. There we go. That was the breakout. Really, really solid. Remember, AY2 has a bit weak news. It's kind of the no reverse split. We do have a heavy shoulder here and long-term support and resistance right above it. So just kind of watch out with that. AVDL still seeing a lot of resistance here. Could break that double bottom soon. Yeah, for sure. I mean, AYTU. Any shorts are definitely piling up the price. It's a bit of a slow mover, but it is kind of maintaining that very healthy uptrend. So looking pretty good there. Markets are still green, and AYTU definitely has the most volume behind it. So that's really, really nice. That's what I like to see. Big green open volume as well. So pretty healthy on that. I just don't like buying these breakouts near such big resistance above it. To me, the room to run is a little bit harder to measure in terms of, I don't know, like, I wouldn't even say hard to measure. It's actually pretty easy. It's like right around 2.010. Yeah, for sure. But I like to just focus a bit more on technicals and the news on that day. That's just kind of my personal take. But yeah, I mean, that could be a good setup for a swing trade even, you know, buying the rumor and selling before that news comes out. Yeah, so that $2 is a very hard resistance area. Here, 192. AVDL still pulling back. This is the one I've been waiting for a little bit more. Constantly finding some big support here. Kind of surprised. I'm gonna put one more alert on this one. And whatever happened to NAKD? Kind of stopped watching this one a little bit. Okay, it's kind of consolidating here below VWAP. No, that's a tough one. Check out YTEN. Yeah, let me go ahead and look this one up. I haven't gave it enough light of day. Out of a bit of a triple top here. This could be a bit of a cup and handle though, forming. Decent support at whole $7. This could be a nice little break here. Could be a good entry. It definitely has room to run till at least 8.4 or 8.5 before we had one of those former tops in that area. Good call. This one has really nice volume kind of creeping in for the first time. 957. I'm going to keep a close eye on YTEN. This one actually might have a good break here very soon. Here we go. Really starting to move up. Catalyst as well. Big volume today. Check this out. AVDL is looking good. Kind of back here, bouncing a little bit. This could be a really, really, really nice runner. Had a good solid double bottom. Still not a lot of volume on this one. This bounce is only 3%, so it's not that exciting. Still a bit of a slow morning, so we might have a, post 10 o'clock rip. Kind of just becomes more and more likely. AYTU below 1.89. I was really cautious with AYTU. I didn't like that big resistance above it. So far, no trades for me, so I'm being a little probably overcautious today, but sometimes it pays off. The key is not to get aggressive near the end of the day, when you definitely should not be getting aggressive. Still think kind of just creeping along here. Just gonna quickly check the scanner. I feel like I'm kind of missing something here. At least the stream is nice and healthy. That's always a good feeling. All right, guys, it's officially 10 o'clock. Let's keep an eye out. Something's gonna break at one point here. AYTU back at the 1.95. Quite an impressive little bounce there. Definitely has the biggest volume on the day in the small cap world. Everything from here up looks, our classic things that we typically trade. We're looking at all of these. Try to avoid the ones with not enough volume. MEDS could have some potential. AVDL. Like I said, Alex, I don't hold overnight, but that's something you're gonna have to decide on your own. YTEN. This one's looking pretty good. I like this little momentum we've been having here. Kind of choppy, a little bit slower on the breakouts, making it a bit harder to trade, but look at this. Solid move here, 6%. NAKD breaking $1. Boom! YTEN. That was a really nice crack to the upside. Whew! Shoulda, coulda, woulda on that one. Quick pullback. It's more of a fake out than anything. That was kind of a sketchy move here. This should keep going though. Here's what I liked about it. We had a good 5-minute breakout. You can see it here, and then we had that 1-minute pullback. That's what got me really excited about this one. Didn't pull the trigger though. Always at 10:05. I could be a little bit too subjective there, but I gotta get back into things, guys. Last week was just awful for me, so let me get my bearings straight. I'm being a little bit extra conservative. Sometimes you could try to say join the ask. That's a good way sometimes to get out, unless the spread is switching too fast. But I do like to use that method occasionally. Really nice breakout on YTEN. Man, I got such a close eye on AVDL, but so far, this could just be a snoozer and just kind of pull off the rest of the day. You just don't know. I would like to see some momentum come in here first. Here goes NAKD, bounces to 0.9, then makes a bit of a recovery. That dip by a 0.9 would have been quite nice. We were even talking about 0.9 being some good support, so would have been a good trade. Shame on me for not, acting on that one. Big sell volume on the 5-minute. Check out this reversal on FCEL. Percentage-wise, it's just not that big. Gotta say, YTEN was really the nicest move. Still making progress here, higher. Might look for a continuation. See what we can get here. I would look for about 150 shares. Nice continuation there. The XRT had quite a nice run as well. 12%. Just percentage-wise, it's not the biggest mover. Going back to YTEN, I think this one's building up some good momentum here. All right, Heiko. Have fun fishing today. Yep. YTN looks really good. Congrats anyone long on this one. Boom! Right to 8.2. Yeah, you know what? I should have stuck to my gut instinct. When we had that 5-minute breakout and this 1-minute pullback, I mean, that was perfect. That was the entry I should have done. I was thinking about it, but I hesitated a few minutes too long. This one does have quite a bit of aggressive pullbacks, so it could be a good entry. I'm going to check this a little bit. Yeah, I would use a smaller position size on it. AVDL 12.6. $10.08. It got stock into invest. I'm not sure what you mean by that. Really nice breakout on YTE, and I like the percentage move as well. It's not too slow of a mover. Looking really healthy in this area. Boom, just keeps breaking higher here. Setting up for the second pullback. I think we're still on the front side of the move. That pullback was really, really quick. I was expecting a bit more, maybe secondary move here. AVDL 12.7. Wow. Gotta say, YTEN does surprise me a little bit. I was not expecting such a quick recovery. Here we go, $8 building up. Could be a second breakout here at 8.23. I think we're about to break higher. Yup, there we go. There was the breakout. I was being too conservative. I was, again, waiting for a little bit of more of a confirmation here. So, again, I totally missed YTEN every time. Oh, well. Happens. John's long NAK. NAKD or just NAK? Nice, Heiko got a little trade in. Corey's in a trade, biggest trade. A little SPCB trade. Not too bad, I go. You know what? I actually totally forgot to keep looking at SPCB. Throw it on our watch list again here. Yeah, pulled all the way back to VWAP here. 9% move, not too shabby. Quite aggressive sell off in the morning, but nice bounce off of 129. Oh, okay, 3% bounce. $10:13 a.m. So we get here. Could be a little bit more consolidation on YTEN. We could see a nice little setup here for a bit more of a 5-minute move. Or it's just going to absolutely rocket on out again. Not totally sure. Ran all the way to 8.3. That's kind of my target level I was saying earlier. Oh, AVDL finally moving, guys. This is the action I've been waiting for. Little pop higher here. Bigger volume coming in. 4% already from that consolidation phase. $97. Building up some momentum, looking good. Here we go, break of 13. Come on, let's see it. This is the exact thing we were waiting for. AVDL is definitely back into the play. Some selling volume coming here. Maybe we can get an entry at 79. Cash buying power. Whoops. May have missed that. I had a wrong position size open. I'm going to go wait for a bit more of a confirmation here. We got a nice volume candle kind of pumping in here. Everything's looking pretty good. VXRT, still keeping an eye on this one. Could be a good buy around 3.5. Bit of a double top here, now pulling back. There we go. Getting some movement in here. That's what we've been waiting for. Breaking 3. $13 I meant, not 3. I was like, wait, 3? What am I looking at? See here, we have finally some bit of volume coming in here. Place limit order here just in case we have a little bit of a pullback on AVDL. I want to look at which it looks like we might have. $10.19. The XRT looks like it's a bit on the backside of the move here. 3.5 was a breakout zone. Buying a dip in that area might not be the worst idea. Kind of a similar setup to kind of where I was getting skunked last time, but I actually do like these pullbacks. They're some of my favorite kind of moves. I'm just going to kind of watch this one a little bit. Move my limit order down a little bit with AVDL. I'd rather watch it and get an entry instead of just kind of being surprised into an entry. Quick little pullback here to 70. Selling off is still there. $76, bouncing. Not too much selling volume on that. That's a good sign. Was kind of looking for a bigger move on AVDL. We didn't really break here as strong as I was hoping for. I was kind of hoping for a little bit of a break on this and then buying and pull back into that. Buying and pull back onto the support at around 13. 1021. Kind of see how today goes a little bit. And VXRT, when that was over, it was over. Let's go back to YTEN. This was the big ripper. Ran all the way to $9. So this is a really, really nice move here. Whoops. Why not YTEN? So yeah, should have went with my kind of gut instincts a little bit more right here on this breakout. This is kind of where I wanted to get long. I didn't really feel that comfortable getting super aggressive in this area, but we did have a really nice consolidation phase in this area. So getting aggressive there, again, would have been kind of the second move. So yeah, I kind of snoozed today a little bit, which is fine. Definitely happens. I'll actually most likely probably wrap up trading within 8 minutes from now, just to kind of avoid getting too aggressive on the second half of the morning, which is like the time you don't want to be getting super aggressive. Just kind of get my bearings back in the game a little bit now that I'm feeling a little bit better. Kind of a slow day too. No clear lead gapper, and all the moves in general were just fairly slow. YTEN could be a really good pullback buy at one point, but this thing is still running and it's looking really healthy. I should have probably not even stopped watching it. So we broke 8.4 really nicely. And now we're running up here. We got probably the next major resistance about 10.5. So this thing could really, really keep running here. Really nice arm, breakdown, consolidation, pull out, pull back, and it's looking pretty good. At least the stream's going all right. That's actually a really, really nice thing finally. We got, April was like this streaming nightmare of a entry. It's pulling back here quite a lot. Those pullbacks aren't too nice either. Big question is AVDL going to, amount to something? Is it going to really start picking up momentum at one point? That's kind of what I was hoping for. But we didn't really see it. We had this nice spike here, but then it kind of dried up a little bit. But it is trending now above the 15-minute EMAs, so there is some bullish indicators here. There we go, breaking 13. Finally getting some momentum here. This is what we've been waiting for. I'm gonna close my orders. Really nice breakout. For a bit of a pullback on this one. Big volume came in on that. Yeah, YTEN having a healthy little correction there. So AVDL finally doing what we've been waiting for. I actually did have a limit order here. I probably should have left it, but yeah, well, let's see how it goes. Looking for a continuation on AVDL. Just got a little entry here. It's a really nice big green volume spike. Looking for that a little bit of momentum to continue here. Break above the VWAP. Stock has been a bit of a slower mover overall. But nice big volume finally came in on it over the 15-minute EMA. Was the lead gapper on the day with a good catalyst. Thing about it is, you know, that huge over $500 million in market cap is just absolutely ridiculous. So you can see here, we finally broke some big time resistance, probably a lot of profit taking in this area, but it held the highs well. Satoshi, time to jump into AVDL just from VWAP. Yep, that was exactly what I did too. Especially with that break, with that big volume. I would love AVDL to potentially get halted. Having first pullback here. 13.5 is big time resistance. You can see here, we've had many tops and bottoms in this area. I really like a break of 13.5 fairly quickly, but we don't have that much selling volume. So if anything, this could be actually a great entry point for averaging into this one. If I wanted a full position size. I probably won't be doing that, but yeah, it's funny. That's exactly what I just said, Satoshi. Really, really nice textbook classic 5-minute breakout, 1-minute pullback on AVDL right now. That's kind of what we saw in VXRT earlier on this morning. Sometimes we get a 2-minute pullback. I'm just going to give this one a little bit longer here, kind of see what we get out of it. This is also a good example of why I like to take profits fairly quickly. So, you know, we could have taken profits, you know, made 3% of this trade, kind of moved on, took our 40 bucks. And now you can see that, you know, all of a sudden we're red again. This is why I typically take profits very, very quickly. That's also why I miss kind of sometimes a lot of big moves to the upside, because you just don't know, like, is this going to be the one stock that, you know, finally makes it? And I've grown my account by, you know, taking consistent profits much faster. It's definitely what's worked for me. And you can see here, I mean, this is a classic example. I mean, yeah, could have got halted and ripped up here faster, but this is a kind of a big stock. So, you know, kind of being on the safe side, taking profits about 3% would have not been a bad play. The only thing is 3% is a little bit too soon. I'm typically looking for 5 to 7% at least. So this would have been a little bit too soon to take profits. We did, however, you know, you could argue we're up 50 cents a share, and that's usually a pretty nice place. So, and we had some big shoulders here, so taking profits kind of where that resistance was also wouldn't be necessarily a bad idea. But I like what we're seeing. We'll hold this a little bit longer, kind of let this play out just a bit and kind of go from there. Might even average into this one is if we kind of see some momentum building up here and have a full allocation. Right now I only have a partial allocation in this trade. 10:32 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Let's see what we get out of this one. YTEN pulled all the way back to 815. It's aggressive pullback. Could be getting a secondary move here. Decent amount of sell volume here, make me a little bit uncomfortable in that. .05, kind of pulling back here a little bit. Not really what I want to be seeing. So yeah, taking profits quickly on this one again would have been probably the way to go. But like I said, I'm typically looking for a little bit more profits. 4, 5, 6%, 3% is usually what I'll look for on a backside play on a bounce or something like that. $13.16. Not too much selling volume here, but also not too much buying volume. Lack of volume from Corey. Yeah, you're definitely right. So far, we are having a bit of a lack of volume, but I got to say, we've had, one breakout here with decent volume, a second breakout here with even more volume. So volume is definitely coming in. Or else I would have never entered this trade here if we didn't have this nice big spike in volume. Because break of VWAPs, you have to have volume for those VWAP breaks. Still a lot of selling momentum. Boom, there's some big shares coming through here. Not the worst. Again, not that much volume. Mr. Bob, I see your question, but DHT and LPI, I'm not sure about. I don't know. I don't have an answer to that. This would have been a potential opportunity to increase my holding size to a full allocation, but I'm just not going to do that today. Still pulling back here a little bit. There we go. There's some nice shares that just popped up in there. That's what we've been waiting for. Big sellers though, I don't like that. I don't like the fact that we just had big sellers coming through. I'm going to close this one for a small loss, $9 loss, not really too bad. I don't like the fact that, the momentum kind of shifted a little bit. We were up 40 bucks on this one, not too great, not too bad. Was looking for a bit more. Was hoping we'd break 3.5 on this 1 minute pullback and then continue. Sometimes you'll have a second, pullback, but this one really just kind of consolidated too long, and that was a big reason why I decided to get out of this trade. So we took a nice small scratch. Actually, I feel great about this trade. I feel really good about this one. Mistakes happen, losses happen. It's really about, avoiding those big losers. Here we go. This actually could be a great time for a secondary buy, but why is this pulling back so much? Makes me a little bit worried here. Mr. Bob says, I'll pay for that loss. That's actually super funny. I've never had someone do that before. I appreciate that, man. Now I feel even better. That's the most anyone's ever contributed to the channel, so I definitely appreciate that, Bob. That's really funny. You've more than paid for it. As long as I don't now make a silly secondary mistake, because you got me all excited. So what I would typically be doing is I would probably be buying this dip right here. I'm a little bit nervous that AVDL pulled back a little bit too fast, too far too fast. Which is actually a big reason why you would buy a dip, right? But past 10:30, sometimes you get, direct public offerings. Sometimes some news comes out and there's a reason for this. And that's why I didn't want to get aggressive on this dip here. So I feel pretty decent about this trade. Yeah, actually sometimes taking a loss gives you a really good feeling because you're like, wow, I stuck to my rules, I cut my losses when this stock was no longer going my way. When my thesis, I always say this, when your trading thesis is basically no longer true, you have to get out of a trade, and that's basically what I did here. Yeah, so that's actually pretty sweet. AVDL should be bouncing. It should have a big bounce. And Alex, me in third person, any other day, I probably would be buying this dip. But lately I've had some bad experiences. Well, just one bad experience with buying a dip. And it's kind of like, a game of poker. Sometimes you just, you got to sit out a round or two. And I think that's what I'm going to do with AVDL. I'm just going to sit out on this one. Plus, I got to say, that pullback is really, really aggressive. Having a bit of a triple bottom here as well. Look at that. Boom. Selling off again. Yeah, very shady. Very, very shady. So only one trade today. It was less than 1% loss, which is amazing, especially because it could have been a 7% loss a few minutes later. Feeling pretty good. Feeling pretty good. I knew today was going to be a shaky day when we ran the scanner, and there was 50 stocks, over 50 stocks on our gap scanner, and there was no clear lead gapper. Those are my least favorite kind of trading days. That was also the case on Friday. Although Friday we had MDGS, which was debatable, maybe the best stock on the day. Guys, what is going on with AVDL? Look at this pullback. What I really messed up today was, I think, YTEN. I think YTEN was the ticket. We had that really nice 5-minute breakout, 1-minute pullback, and then just, ripped up another 20%. Look at this bounce. Oh God, guys, I'm really holding myself back right now. I'm not trying to trade this bounce. I'm not gonna lie. It's like I can't even watch. I want to trade that so bad. So yeah, YTEN, guys. This one broke above VWAP as well with volume. Had a 2 red candle pullback, just like AVDL. Had actually one more pullback here. Would have had a risk 3%. This was a tough one, I think. Because there was a good chance I would have stopped out here. So waiting until the breakout happened and buying that 1-minute pullback would have been the safer way to trade this. You would have left some money on the table, but it would have been much safer. And then you have this big run up here, 15%. This is the second run up I missed, but this was another 15% run up. So yeah, YTEN, that's nice. Yeah, there's the bounce off of 12. Camilla, YTEN one more time. Whew. You're starting to sound like Heiko. I'm going in. I think YTEN does have potential. I'm a little nervous it's on the backside of the move right now. But if we stay above VWAP and we start kind of bouncing here between maybe $8 and $9, at one point this could definitely break out again. I don't really see it breaking out in the next 10, 20 minutes, but this could be a good setup. I like that 5-minute setup as well. Could be a good pullback to 8, a little 4% scalp on this one. I think is very likely. $8.21. Yeah, for sure. Oh my Lord. Here we go. Here's the pullback. I would not be buying yet. So AVDL did have a bit of a bounce here, huh? But that entry was kind of tough. Only 3%, 4% bounce as well. Not really something to run home about. Kind of a slow day. I hope some of you guys made some profits. I appreciate the donation, Mr. Bob. I'm sorry I don't have an answer to your question on DHT and LPI. I'll throw them up though quickly. Definitely has a bit of a high here. Not even totally sure what this company does. 33%, 77% bounce. Crude oil storage. Bermuda Shipping Company. Now, you would think a company like this would be really, really messed up with the whole coronavirus. $1.2 billion market cap. This is just companies I don't trade for this challenge. Maybe you guys know more about these companies, but I don't. LPI is a U.S. oil and gas company, 124 million market cap, sub-dollar. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about these companies. I mean, swing trading, who knows? Like, if they ever reach $2 again, then you are super in the money on these things. And, there's probably a good chance they will. I mean, it seems to have a lot of good recoveries in the past, but I have no idea about these companies. I probably would not trade them because their float is not, under south of 50 million. They're not volatile enough. Even the big volume days, it's a little tricky. Plus sub-dollar, I typically don't trade as well. I mean, this one today could have actually probably been day traded, but again, no specific catalyst besides Sliding downwards earnings. Yeah, it's more of a, you're trading, you know, macro news on this one. You're trading the market. So it's not really something I do in this challenge. But just because I don't do it doesn't mean it's not good. You guys trade some amazing stuff out there, and a lot of times make much more than I do. Yeah. Yeah, super true, Satoshi. I actually have several trades like that as well. I even bought AMC. You guys probably know it's an American theater line. This is actually one of my really good best swing trades lately. I bought them. This was a triple bottom, and I bought as the triple bottom held, I bought a 2.0 something, so somewhere in this area, 2.05 or 2.09. This is one of my best swing trades, and then ripped all the way up here to 70%. I'm actually still holding AMC. I was sick this day. I didn't even know we gapped up. I didn't even open my laptop when I was sick for like 3 days straight. I couldn't even move. So I'm looking for AMC to break above 4. I probably will sell somewhere in this area. I don't know if I'm going to hold to like 5.5. That could be a good play. I just feel like it's a bit too sold off. We did have some nice big volume in there, but that again, that's swing trading. That's a whole different style of trading and investing. What we're doing on this live stream is very short-term day trading, and I find it one of the best ways to grow a small account. Yeah. AYTU, buying these dips. God, I love dip buying. These are like just beauty points. Look at these things. 1.79, 1.78 would have been the perfect entry on this one. Again, a little probably tough to spot this on, but we did have a breakout here at 1.8. So I think it would have been not necessarily the hardest trade. Yeah, AMC is pretty choppy. I'm not going to lie. My position is up and down ridiculous amounts all the time. And I'm just like, woo. Luckily, I'm already up like 40%. So even if it goes down 10%, I'm still up super green. No, I'm up way more than 40%. I don't know, whatever. The point is, yeah, it's those are just swing trades and longer term holdings. Nice. AK on WLL. That's a beauty. Good for you, man. How did I trade WLL? I don't even remember. I have a whole video on it. Or wait, no, was WLL the one I totally missed? No, okay, I didn't miss it. Okay, yeah, so yeah, this one didn't really end too great. I got a scratch on this one. Yeah, this was the Satoshi, you probably remember this one. You called me out for it, but this was an accidental trade. You're probably wondering, Alex, why did you sell right here? I'll tell you why. It's because I accidentally clicked the order book and I was setting a lower limit order and it didn't save properly, and I just entered blindly. I didn't even know what the stock was really doing. I just blindly entered here. It just so happened to have happened during a big rally to the upside, but this was an accidental trade, so that's why it kind of doesn't make sense. But yeah, this was a nice ripper WLL had. Kind of really really sold off. Came all the way back to the 70s. Really nice bounce here off this area. 46% bounce today. Huge stuff. Sometimes I love doing these dip buys, finding out where the support and resistance is. I oftentimes will miss these things by like a few cents, but sometimes when you get them, it's super sweet. This actually could be a good follow-up trade because we have big volume here. We just tested support. I don't really like entering after a big bounce like this, but this could be a good entry around 0.9 or something like that. Yep, that's exactly. That would have been a nice accident, yeah. But even, if I made like 20% or 30% on it, it would have been nice, but it would have been like, that was so undeserved, and it would have kind of felt shitty. Like that $9 loss today felt better, I feel like, than a big winner. Because it's kind of just like a lottery ticket. It's like, okay, great, I won some money, but there was no kind of reason for it. So it's hard to be super excited about that. Mateo, do you think I should hold NE, OAS, XCOG, DNR? I am not the one to answer that question. I don't know. I think only you can answer that question, especially it seems like you're swing trading. I don't know if it fits your risk tolerance. If you think oil right now is a good play, which it kind of seems to be a nice little found some support, and it looks like there could be a good reversal for the next few weeks, then maybe. But if you don't like volatility in your account, then probably not. But I mean, if you're in this stream, then I think everyone is a bit okay with some volatility, right? All right, guys, I gotta wrap up here. It's getting a little bit late. It's also past my trading time, so no more trading for me today unless something amazing happens, like I don't know, SPCE falling off a cliff and at a massive support zone. I will enter a trade if I happen to be online when I see something really, but it's got to be perfect. Otherwise, no trading for me after 11 o'clock. Looks like YTEN is selling off. I would probably buy YTEN as it approaches 7. The problem is you got to watch out. These are the times of days you get these direct public offerings and you're thinking, boom, I got a perfect dip buy at 7. And before you know it, an article comes out that, they're selling the stock at $5 and you're just down in 2 minutes, 40, 50%. So it's dangerous. Just take it from me. Yeah, Satoshi says they're good for long term. Yeah, I mean, I'd probably check them out again. I got to do a little bit of reallocation in my Roth IRA 8, so could be those could all be really nice picks. I just couldn't confirm. Yeah, look at this YTEN. I'm not gonna lie, this is I feel a little crack baby coming out of it because I'm like I really want to trade this right now. Not right now, but definitely as we approach 7. All right, in the recap video, if I traded this, don't yell at me, but we'll see what happens. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap up there. Thanks for tuning in. I know it was a bit of a slow day, but not every day can be on fire. So that's just how it is sometimes. YTEN, let me know in the comments if you guys trade it because I will be super jealous. Cool to hear that you sub, Mr. Bob. I appreciate that. Don't forget to hit the like button as well if you enjoy this content. That goes for everyone. I definitely appreciate all the comments, and you guys make this content easier to find for everyone else. Did I say comments? I meant likes and comments. I like responding to you guys. It's always good fun. All right, guys, we'll wrap up with that. Have a good, safe rest of your Monday. Stay healthy, eat healthy, work out a little bit. I'll see you guys first thing tomorrow morning at 9:15, and I'll also see you guys in the recap video. So with that, yeah, guys, make some awesome trades. I'll see you later. Ciao, ciao. Ride them waves, Mr. Bob. I want to go surfing.